Hey, this is Matt. Once again, we're about 10 videos of the paid request, this time from James. Thank you so much. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the film Inside, a 2023 film starring Willem Dafoe, which I'm a bit torn on my thoughts on this. There's parts of this I like, and there's parts of this I thought was a pretty big missed opportunity. It was interesting to watch one time. I would never watch the film again, though. Willem Dafoe definitely carries the movie. And if you're a big Willem Dafoe fan, it's at least nice to watch his performance. That's what I mean. It was nice to see at least one time. But I think this is a film that needed to be a lot shorter. And I get what it's going with, but at times it comes off as a bit pretentious and full of itself by doing it. I guess I would have preferred either just more of a straightforward survival story or even a bit more of the undercurrent pinnings of this potential dark mystery and our main character solves it. I'll get to that in a bit, but the setup is Willem Dafoe. We hear this narration from him about how in school he was asked if there's a fire, what three things would he save? And he didn't say his family. He said his scrapbook, his AC/DC album, and his cat named Groucho. Now, since then, the cat has passed away. He gave his he gave his AC/DC album to someone, and they didn't give it back. But I still have the scrapbook. Because art is for keeps. Because Willem Dafoe is this thief, and he goes to this rich penthouse. He has one or two people up above, and he's got his walkie-talkie. He's supposed to steal these three pieces of art. He can't find one, but he finds the other two. He's supposed to do the security system to leave, but it screws up, and he gets locked in. The people up abandon him. And yeah, if you hear that, yeah, it's farmland, so there's chickens and roosters, all stuff around this farm, so that's where you hear the background noise. But he's stuck in there, and pretty much the gist of the film is he's stuck in this rich penthouse, and he's got to figure out what to do and how to survive. And it's him slowly going insane. It's him trying to figure out, at first, how to survive. And that was, I thought, the most interesting part of the movie, is the initial 30 or so minutes where, okay, there's no running water, so he's got to get ice from the fridge, and the temperature goes from very hot to very cold to the screw up in the system. So sometimes he sticks his head in the freezer, and when the fridge opens, it'll play Macarena, which is total hell. But the only song you get to listen to is Macarena. That is hell. And he's trying to open the doors, but they won't open. He's trying to get the door cut into it, but the locks you can't open from the inside, which is a bit weird. It's such a tall penthouse that it's hard to reach the skylight. Trying to see like what he can scrounge up for food, but some of the food is rotten. Some of the other stuff he's able to scrape off and put it on crackers and eat that for a bit. And this goes on like this for a bit. And it keeps going. And it keeps going. On the TV's on the fritz and barely works. But there's also these security monitors, because I guess the rich guy has security monitors, and he's able to watch some of this. I sees a lady on there who cleans, but she has her headphones on, so she can't hear anything. How convenient. And like I say, it's it's a one-man show for Willem Dafoe, and Dafoe does the best that he can. Any issues I have, none of them are with Willem Dafoe. I liked him as an actor. He's a damn good actor, and it was cool to see him take on this challenge and do this one-man role. But at the same time, I have seen these type of movies done better, in my opinion. Castaway with Tom Hanks, 127 Hours with James Franco. I liked it better than Buried with Ryan Reynolds, I'll give you that. But the problem is that the movie's like an hour and 50 minutes. It's way too long. Because after a while, I think a lot of people could be very much bored. Because you're waiting for the next step and it never really comes. And then, as you're thinking about it more and more, there's things that make less and less sense. And I can kind of get what he's talking about, where Willem Dafoe, what he said at the beginning, the fact he thought of material things, or his cat, and not his family. And now here he is with this loss of human connection. And now you tell that he's just wishing for some type of human connection. His flaws, his faults. He wishes he could get out and just... Maybe this is his way of deconstructing himself in order to escape and be a new man, appreciate life better, make more human connections, be more in touch with the world. And art is a thing that lasts. Even when you're gone, even when other things are gone, art will last. So at times he's trying to create some art. He's either trying to create this scaffold and try to get the skylight open, or he's trying to create this art, or he's kind of just wandering around the penthouse. It's pretty much those three things repeated until he starts having a couple hallucinations, which again seems like more of that yearning of human connection. He even finds this secret room, which I didn't mind the way it was filmed. Kind of this green light, and then there's this secret room where he thinks it's a dead body, but it's like a fake rubber body. And there's also his the third painting he was looking for, the self-portrait or whatever. That's worth a lot of money. He was able to find it. But it felt like after the first half, you're waiting for it to kick up a notch, and it really never does. And I think it's a bit too long for its own good. And when I said, like, the more you think about it, the more less and less stuff makes sense, I was more curious about the mystery behind this homeowner who owns this penthouse. Like, okay, this guy's gone, but I guess he's been gone. He's gone for months. Where is he gone for months? And this penthouse, the alarm at the beginning of the movie. You're telling me that this rich penthouse, this big alarm blares, and nobody checks the penthouse? Nobody checks it. Then what the fuck is the point of this goddamn alarm if nobody checks it? Like, the alarm is blaring, bah, 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 and Willem Dafoe literally has to cut the cord. Why did no one check the fucking room? There's fish. But I guess it's fish that can feed itself? Wouldn't there be someone to come in and feed the fish? The running water doesn't work, but then this penthouse has a separate, I guess, water system for the sprinklers of this garden, so that I wanted folk to have some water. So you have to have him last a lot, have no water, but he's got to have water because he can't last that long without water. So the sprinkler system in this garden, that's somehow not connected to the other water. I guess if you're rich enough, sure, you could do that, but it's like, okay. Why does this guy have this hidden room with a fake rubber body? Like, what's that about? Why? I guess people to see the body, and some people will be scared and run off. But like Willem Dafoe, he just touches it, it's fake, and then less than 30 seconds realizes it, so it's not much of an alarm system. You're thinking maybe there'd be some deeper meaning to this homeowner, the guy that owns this place. No, you never really know anything about him. Like, why is it that you can't open the place from the inside? It's a penthouse, but there's no way to try to even pick a lock from the inside of the place. Okay, it's glass. But what kind of glass is it? Is there a way to burn the glass? Is there a way to melt the glass? Because I don't think by this point he gives a shit about being caught. He just wants to get out. And he does, after a months or whatever, get the sprinklers, the fire alarm. And all this water comes down. And still nobody shows up. So this alarm's blaring. Now the fire alarm system and the sprinkler system is pouring down. And nobody shows up. Nobody looks into it. Housekeeping. Nothing. Nobody. That's what I mean. And there's no explanation of it at all. I guess because you're not supposed to think about it. You're supposed to think about the themes. But to me, like, this would work better as a short film or a much shorter film. But it just not a whole lot happens, and I didn't. After you get to the halfway point, it just becomes a bit boring. I'm still interested in what Willem Dafoe's going to do. Him going crazy and crazier and craziest. Him having to resort to spoiler, eat the fish, or do more of these paintings, or he's on the scaffold and he falls and he hurts his leg. There's this projector in the hidden room. And why is this projector there? I don't know why. This projector where this fake rubber body's at. But he's watched it so many times, he's mimicking the words. He memorized it. Until ultimately he draws some stuff. He's very skinny. He's almost out of his mind. He's descending up. And then it cuts away. Then it cuts back. Willem Dafoe's not there. And the movie ends. So it ends on an ambiguous note. One of the last things he says is, no creation without destruction. Which, I mean, you could infer that, well, he destroyed the apartment, but he was broken down in order to maybe have a renewed vigor of life. But that really showcased as well as it could have. For example, take Danny Boyle when he directed 127 Hours. Granted, that's based on a true story. But you have the bit where he feels like he's going to give up and he's having these hallucinations, but then he has a vision about him having a kid. Like, he'll visualize like him with his dad, played by the late great Tree Williams, and then him with his kid. And it's like, wait a minute, if I don't get out of here, I'll never have this kid. This kid will never exist. I need to pull myself out. And then he gets himself out, and he's like, if you get more of that connection with the lead character, you get more of what it's saying and what it's pertaining to. And it really gets sense of Willem Dafoe wanting to be a better person or wanting to live a life differently than the one he's been having, or him monologuing about regrets he's had, or I wish I did this, I wish I did that. There's not much that he verbalizes on that front, and there's not much that he even visualizes on that front. You literally have to try to pull these things out of the ether in order to think that way. Because of this one line or this one little thing here. And the ending I thought was unsatisfying. Like, okay, did he make it? I mean, if he's dead, why did he disappear? It's supposed to be some kind of pretentious thing of he died and he went to heaven, or he just escaped and we don't see it. And it's still a pretty tall fucking building he's gonna have to get down. I mean, I guess they got up there some way, so he found a way, but he's pretty fucking skinny. It just, not even at the end, like, moments of reflection. I don't know if it's, I forget who directed the film. I don't know what else this person has done. Maybe they in the hands of a more accomplished writer and director that could really dot the I's, cross the T's that were needed for this type of movie. I can see why it gets a fairly low rating. What was it, a 5.5 or something on IMDb? I can see people saying, you know what, I don't want to watch this film. I don't blame them. Like I said, overall, I would never see the film again. I think Castaway, 127 Hours, and other films did that better. This, it's kind of sad though, because again, you have Willem Dafoe, a good actor, and you have this stuff going on, and just Sally. Didn't work out. I think it was a missed opportunity. I think the elements are there. The first half. But again, just the questions that arise more and more. What is the whole deal with this homeowner? It seems like that would be more of an interesting story than what's happened with Willem Dafoe, honestly. What's up with this weird homeowner that has this weird place where, again, this system that just malfunctioned pretty quickly, and all of a sudden, again, the secret rooms, and I feel like there'd be a lot more to that than what we have here. That's just me, though. So that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.